All right, so we're going to be reacting to the NBA 2K26 complete gameplay breakdown by Joe Knows, and then we're going to watch a video by GB3. This is an interesting video. I'm going to give you my perspective. I'm going to give you my advice from what I can see in the gameplay. So, yeah, let's just get into it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. We're on the road to 16,000 subs, so we're only 320 away. I used to be like 5 away. Don't know what happened.
This will give you at least a general idea of how it looks and how people are bursting. And obviously I know a lot of people from my channel are going to be like, bro, like, are the big builds bursting again? And yes, you can speed boost on big builds.
So, man, some of those, the way he's moving to side doesn't look too good, I'll be honest.
It's a night and day difference between 2K25 and 2K26.
But then he does look, okay, I don't know, but apparently the dribbling is pretty good for most builds, or not most builds, but like whether you're tall or you're smaller player, like there's good dribble moves, and you'll be able to dribble pretty well.
People might say, oh, what about the small guards? And yes, the small guards can
Curry slide is back, which is a
fly.
dangerous
They
thing to
can
think
really
about.
chain stuff together. People are definitely going to find some glitchy stuff. You see, you could spam behind the backs. You can spam escapes. There's some really, really good launchy behind the backs now, and you can start to combo those.
Also, KD's not the best example because he's 6'11", but he has like a 90 ball handle. But the bigger builds will be able to dribble this year. So just based on the animation requirements, they're going to be able to unlock good animations, you know, whether they're 6'8", 6'9", or whatever they are. Kind of interesting.
With like explosive behind the backs and momentum behind the backs. And you see
Oh, wait. I got to show you this clip.
explosive behind the back.
Look at this. He goes for fadeaway. The bar is completely full. Now, he said this was maybe this is Hall of Fame. If this is like rookie mode, then that explains it why. But if this is what it looks like on Hall of Fame on a pull-up jumper from the elbow, that mid-range game is going to be very viable because you driving, right? Let's say they for some reason they leave you open at the elbow. You can just pull up at the elbow and it's going to be just as efficient as a layup because you're going to be able to green it every single time. So just remember that. Don't be afraid to shoot the midi. It seems like the midi is going to be very good this year. And I would specifically say the elbow and the baseline fadeaways are going to be very good from what I could see.
And momentum behind the backs. And you see, I mean, that's 6'11" Kevin Durant changing directions on a dime. You guys are starting to see some of the momentum crossovers. Now, I do want to mention there's only so many hours in the day at Community Day that you can't really like fully focus on everything. And my boy Young is possible.
All right, so here's another clip. Jimmy Butler is, I think, 6'7" or 6'8". Or maybe 6'6", but he's 6'7" at least. And he's able to dribble like this. And to be honest with you, I hope that there's a lot, and they have been saying that a lot of dribble styles are very viable. So hopefully that's the case. But at least Jimmy Butler seems to be pretty good. So that's it.
But what's really nice to see is all these different NBA players have different dribble styles. You know, like Curry has his, Fox has his, Kevin Durant has his, Jimmy Butler has his, etc. And they can all speed boost. And that's just a breath of fresh air. Because I feel like in past 2Ks, it was like only 1 or 2 dribble styles could really burst cleanly. So it was like you were forced to use them. Now, there's probably going to end up being like a couple that are better than all the other ones. But y'all get what I'm saying? Like before, it was like no matter what, if you weren't using Darius Garland last year, you had a hitch run out or just you had a no.
I would say John Morant seems to be a good one as well. I want to skip through this. I want to show you something else.
See how the my players are moving. Now I'm definitely interested in your thoughts on the dribbling from what you've seen here. So get your comments in down.
There it is. Scottie Pippen is back, so the big guards or the big forwards are going to benefit from it. If you're 6'8", you're going to definitely benefit from this.
Hello, and let's start the discussion. That is the Scottie Pippen behind the back that Mike was talking about. You know, they added some more explosive kind of. It felt much more explosive than last year.
All right, to skip forward, there's a lot of things I need to talk about.
Let's talk about.
But I want to talk about shooting next, and then I'll talk about other things that I've seen on Twitter, because there's smaller clips on Twitter, obviously. There's a lot of videos out there you could watch. But I'm going to tell you everything I know. And I didn't go to Community Day. Obviously, I wasn't invited, and I wouldn't have gone either way, to be honest. But just to see this clip, shooting, from what I know, dead-eye is going to matter. Height's going to matter. You're going to have to play good defense. If you do not press triangle and contest at the right time, it's not going to register in a contest for you, or it's going to be a very low percentage. So the timing on your contest is going to be important. Secondly, and then obviously the game of shooting is going to be basically this. If you're open, you'll make it. If you're not, it's going to be harder to make it. The reason they made it like this is so that players emphasize getting open instead of having a high rating and just shooting over people, right? Which is typically what people do, but they're actually rewarding you for getting open, and they're going to reward defenders for not letting you get open. So it sounds simple, but I'm glad they focused on it, right? It was something they could have focused. I made a video about that like back in December or something like that.
Shooting and shot contest. Got a bunch of clips
See, he reached in, didn't get a contest or 12% contest, but
here. Some are going to be open, some contested, some green, some
that should have been like an 80% contest.
miss. Want y'all to just take a look at it, and I'm gonna just let it play, and you guys can kind of start to assess
Hands
how
down,
the
wide
shooting
open.
looks, how the contest
Limitless
system
range.
looks, and get your thoughts down below in the comments. I will say a few
Same thing.
things. I know
Hands
people are
down,
gonna
Sledge
ask
Shot
about
Specialist on
RNG
gold.
and the pure
Sledge Shot Specialist is going to be a very good badge.
green window, and how did it feel, and blah blah blah. Obviously, it's just a few hours that I was playing the game, because I also had to get my builder stuff done and all that.
Curry jumper is very good this year, apparently.
But the green window definitely felt more precise. Like when you got it right, it was green. But when you got it wrong, it was...
Also, one thing I realized, when the contest is like even in the 30% range, you have to shoot your jumper quicker. That's why he's getting these late timings. So you will be able to make shots that are contested, but I think the game is designed for you to maybe be like at the absolute best of your ability with the 99.3, all legend badges, perfect timing. You're probably not going to be able to shoot 100% from 3 when you're contested, which is proper, right? You're going to be able to shoot maybe in the 30-35% range. And I think they're doing that on purpose so that when you're wide open, you can shoot 60-70% and the game feels competitive, right? Because one of the biggest problems is when you're wide open and you miss. But for them to be able to do that, they need to be able to really reward defense. So I think this 31% contest is going to feel like if they can like a 60% of previous years. So that's just the way I'm thinking. They're going to really reward defense this year if they play proper defense, because I think it's going to be pretty hard to play defense, to be honest with you.
Earlier, it was late. Like you were like, it was like if you were slightly off, it was doinking. So when I talked to Mike in that interview I did with him, he explained it, if he could compare it to anything, was like a more skill-based 2K24 shooting system. And I could kind of see where...
Yeah. Like this, they're probably never going to make this, right? You're going to have to release it so early to be able to make a 65% red contest, to be honest with you. Like the timing of it is going to be like impossible to get, I'm like, I can almost guarantee that hopefully very few people can green this,
where he's coming from, just because of, yes, you have the pure green window, but you got to be more precise than you were on 24. And that I did feel that. Now, obviously, it's just a few hours. We'll see how it plays out when the game actually drops. But another thing that was noticeable was player height really matters still on the shooting. Taller builds definitely shoot over people and, get contested less than the shorter builds. And Kevin Durant was an absolute god because of that. I mean, KD was insane on this. All right, we're going to switch gears over to mid-range a little bit here. And I'll be honest with you, the mid-range felt really, really good. Tested it with KD, Shea. I think there's maybe like a Curry clip, a Luka clip. Like definitely shot a few middies here and there, but was definitely using it a lot with Kevin Durant, just trying to see how the contest system was registering. I had somebody using Shea on the other team, and then I was using KD, and we basically tested mid-ranges for like good 10-15 minutes straight. They feel really, really good. I know
SGA's mid-range looks really good. Like it seems like it's quick and it goes up very quickly. It doesn't like fade away. Seems like a very good mid-range pull-up. So here's another catch. Also, I wish that there was more passing clips. There's really no passing clips in this video, but
they were good on 25. They feel really good on 26. And again, the height thing, I know I'm harping on it a lot, but like you start to see how people are, you saw in the dribbling in the beginning of this video, right? Like people are able to move now on the bigger players. And that wasn't even my players. Like I said, that was NBA players, and you were still bursting and doing all that. Then you combine it with the fact that you're really like shooting over people in terms of that advantage. Like you might actually see a back and forth this year of small guards and big guards, players that we tested like Shea and stuff. It would say open shooting system, right? Apparently you only have to
okay, so just the mid-range, because I talked about it earlier. One thing we know is the tempo is the only thing that matters. Timing makes it easier to get your tempo to green. So if for some reason you get your timing green and then your tempo off, you're going to miss. But if you get your tempo right and your timing is like very early or something like that, you're going to green. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
Green the tempo. And that is confirmed because you're about to see a couple clips of it. And I don't know how I feel about it. I'm going to be honest. Apparently if you don't green the timing, it makes it harder to green the tempo. But as long as you just green the tempo, it still goes in. And I'll be honest. Without the meter, it's kind of like, man, he's making whites is kind of what I feel like, even though I understand the system is different.
Okay, this is ridiculous. But this is what they meant by, in the clip, that you're going to be able to shoot at your own timing with rhythm shooting. Because, again, it's only related to the tempo.
But when you
I mean, think about that. Which I think for competitive scene, they're gonna be able to use this very much to their ability, because being able to get your shot off quicker when you're like getting contested or there's someone right here running to contest you, it's gonna be very valuable, right? It's gonna make it harder to play defense on them too. But in this situation, I think you probably want to go for the green timing, right? So it makes it easier to get the tempo. But if you can get your tempo right no matter what, go ahead.
Turn the meter on and see it visually. It, I mean, I'll be honest. It hurts my soul. I'm like, bro, this dude is making a 3/4 bar. Get a physical body up, cut off, like bump in. Let me know your comments down below. Let's talk quick.
Okay, defense. This is what I really wanted to talk about. So my recommendation about defense is make sure you have speed, agility, and strength, right? You want to have a good combo. Obviously, we don't know much about the attribute weight, like how much strength matters. That's a big question, and how heavy it is on builds. Because a lot of times they make strength like bring your builds like attributes up way too much, and it's not as valuable. So they need to balance that, for to be honest with you. But it seems like the timing of things is what's gonna really matter. So you're gonna have to learn angles and directions, and like learn where to put your feet at, because you're gonna be rewarded for it. So I'm
About
gonna show you this
perimeter
clip.
defense bumps.
He goes, he times the direction properly, he gets a bump animation. And if you notice, if you pay attention to the feet, there's not a lot of sliding.
You see right here, Lou Dort cuts off Kevin Durant coming up the court, and they get a physical body up, cut off, like bump animation. If someone's moving, if a dribbler is moving, and you cut them off, you will get a bump, physical body up bump. But a big difference I noticed was on 2K25, if someone was standstill dribbling at the top of the key, you could just like press against them and interrupt that dribble sequence. Now, I'm not going to say it's impossible to interrupt someone's standstill dribble sequence, because obviously I just tested it.
Also, like that, you can see Luka's bigger than Trey Young. Some of the animations he's getting, I like that. So maybe big builds will be viable for that reason as well. So they're going to be able to kind of, bulldoze their way inside a lot easier, or they're going to be harder to stop. While the small builds are going to rely on speed. So they're both going to be viable.
The limited amount of time that I had, but it definitely felt night and day difference to 25. 25 felt like if someone's dribbling, on the perimeter, standstill, you could just basically run up to them, smash into them, and interrupt their whole dribble combo, and it would put their player in like a bump.
Also, right here, they're going to reward defense. You're going to like... I'm telling you right now, they're going to reward defense this year.
Didn't feel like
Same
that.
thing with passing lanes. I will say GB3 is talking about passing lanes in his video, and I'll show you guys that in a bit.
On this game until they started moving. Once they started to try to burst past you left or right, or try to drive to the basket or whatever, then if you were running with them, then there would be some type of body up collision. But we'll have to see, how that plays out throughout the year. But it definitely...
Perimeter defense will matter from contesting as well. You can see Luka's low perimeter defense, so you're able to cook him.
Was a noticeable difference.
I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. But
Last quick thing for perimeter defense bumps. Off the little push cross.
Bump steals are going to be a thing.
There with Giannis. You're going to see some with Trey, Luka. Size matters in terms of getting contested. It felt like the bigger players definitely could go up with more 50-50 takes, and the green window would stay a bit bigger than the smaller players. But overall, whether it was Trey, Luka, De'Aaron Fox, Giannis.
Layups are going to be viable this year, but you're going to have to learn when to use them. So in this clip right here,
Whoever it was,
it's a good time to use a layup, right? The paint's open. No one can really get a contest. You're trying to get that floater off as quick as possible.
able to see the green window. I know it was a...
Now, you could have just gone for a quick scoop layup, and it would have worked as well. But you have to really learn when to use your layups. But I don't know if the 99 driving layup, besides the animations that it could give you, is going to be, like, insanely overpowered,
old feature. Like we had it in 2K24, then they got rid of it, they brought it back. I'm not hyping it up like, whoa, like this is, but it's just nice to be able to see it, not only to help you know when to release.
Now here, this is why I'm starting, I can't decide how important speed is going to matter. Or, I mean, it's going to matter, but how much better speed is going to be than anything else, right? De'Aaron Fox has very high speed with ball, and he's probably lightning step on, or quick launch, whatever it's called, on a high level, right? Like maybe Hall of Fame.
The timing of the
look
layup.
Look at the gap just between him and the other defenders. This is a great time to shoot floaters. If the floater is this easy to green, great time to shoot floaters, right? So if you are a speedy guard, you can use your 80 driving dunk, right? Let's say whatever driving dunk it is that gets you quick animations, or you can rely on your floaters because they're actually going to be viable this year.
But also so you know what's a good take and a bad take, and help you understand what you can and can't go up with. Now let's talk about driving dunks.
Dunks.
All right, dunk me.
Same thing with the driving dunks. If you notice, this guy's waiting for the driving dunk, right? Because obviously they're recording together, so he's letting him do it. But in the game, people are gonna do this when you're playing against centers, like a rim protector, 7-4s with 99 block. You're gonna play against that. Don't go for that dunk if they're sitting in the paint. Go for the floater. That's why the floater is more viable this year in the mid range. It's to counter the interior defense. I assume they've improved interior defense animations and block require like what block does for your players so much the point where it's gonna be a game of chess, right? So if now how does that balance out with my player, right? If you have a high driving dunk, is it gonna be very easy to have a high driving layup? Is it not gonna be as heavy on your build? Hopefully, right? Because if you have a 99 driving dunk, you should be able to have a 90 driving layup with ease, and it not be heavy on your build, right? To be the counter to incredible interior defense. I don't know, but don't be out there just trying to get contact dunks on people because it's not going to be that easy. You know, don't be afraid to shoot that floater or that midi if you have to. Because I want you to pay attention to what happens to the green meter. Check this out.
You know, I know you like
It falls. The moment is contested. This guy is Prince. Imagine that was Wemby, right? Or Rudy Gobert. That meter would have been non-existent.
a lot of you guys have been asking me about this, so let's talk about it. First thing I'll say, size matters again. It felt like the bigger players got more consistent green windows. Some concerning things was I still feel like there's some kinks that need to be worked out in terms of the dunk meter. I have a couple of specific clips coming up here in just a second, and I did bring it to their attention, and I'm sure other people did as well at Community Day. And as we know, we saw last year, they definitely make changes after
I got an ad. Give me a second.
Community Day. You know, last year they nerfed builds and took out certain
Ooh, man. That was a tough timing.
dribble speed boost animations and stuff, but check out a couple of these animations. You're gonna see me beat the defender and or whoever I'm playing against gets past me, and we're just
All right, this is the clip he's talking about. This is why I think they balanced it between layup and dunk. So in this clip, he goes for a driving dunk, right? A time dunk, but it would have actually probably been better for him to go with a layup, because this quick scoop animation would have had an easier time going in than this animation he's gonna get. Watch.
drive into the back.
Now he goes for a dunk. Timing this dunk is almost impossible. But if you played the game before, you know that when the guard, like someone is behind you and they don't have a high block, and you go for a layup, your player actually like slithers away and they can't really contest. So I think they're trying to figure out a way to balance the layup and the dunk so that you need to learn when to use the layup and when to use the dunk. And I agree with that. I actually think that's a good point. Now, they will probably patch this and make it easier to green this dunk because people are complaining, but I think that was their initial goal. I don't think this was a mistake, but I do think they're going to patch this. But
Ask you like right here. Ant Edwards slides through, has a clear path to the hoop by the time he goes up with the dunk, and the dunk win.
here's the point. If it is skill based, right? They want to see how good your skill is. It is a skill to determine whether to go for a layup or a dunk. It's a very quick thinking, right? Your reaction time has to be incredible. You have to analyze the play and decide, do I go with the layup or do I go with the dunk? Most of the time, you know, animation's going to run. If there's a quick drops off one, you're going to go with that instead. But
Window stays small.
the layup might be good enough this year.
So that's a little alarming to me. I feel like there's, like I said, there's still some kinks to definitely work out. Like this one right here, it's a clean drive. Blew by the defender.
Why? I don't really know. I don't know. Maybe they made it so that if you start your contact dunk animation or your timed animation and there's a defender near you, that's what the green meter starts with. And it won't get bigger, but it can get smaller, right? Which, if that's the case and you're timing your dunks, you have to recognize in this situation, because he's so close to you, you might be better off going to layup. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a bug, but it seems like, or maybe they want you to go for layups more. I don't know.
Clean line at the hoop, but because like when
But
I
I guarantee
started
you,
the
if he would have
dunk,
gone for a layup,
maybe
it would have
the
been
defender
a
was
huge
still
meter.
like pushed against me. I'm not really sure. Like I said, there's definitely some stuff to still fix. But even with that being said, we're still getting some nice contact dunks at times.
That's weird. It's moving. You're already tied to this animation, but it's like still moving. That's really complicated.
You know, sometimes the green windows were big, sometimes they were small, so definitely figuring out exactly how the logic works. But something I definitely like is when they take you out of the dunk meter, you turn it into a layup, and it's usually a pretty greenable layup. So I feel like that is a nice change. Instead of it just being like, I went up for a dunk meter, they took me out of the dunk meter, and now the play is cooked. It's like, nah, in real life, it's like, oh, I wanted to dunk it, but now I got hit, so I'm gonna, you know, adjust my body and be able to turn it into a...
Man, how are you gonna finish layups over 7-4s? I don't know. Maybe floaters. I don't know. I have no idea. My brain just started thinking about that. That's gonna be tough.
layup type of thing. So we'll have to see how the dunk meter plays out. I'm not really sure if it's good or bad yet. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure. I need to see more, and I need to see. There's definitely some crazy interior defense animations. Like, look at this one by Rudy.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say here because in theory, that's where a floater would have been viable.
Like
right here, a floater would have been very good, but he teleports from here to here within a second.
Look at this one by Rudy. My God. I mean, to be fair, it's Rudy and Wemby. They have
bug.
great interior defense stats. But
yeah, also standing dunks are very good. I don't know. I will say maybe they're trying to balance the game out, but it seems like they done a good job to improve other aspects, but it's still going to be the same. And it's going to be fun because the dribbling is going to be fun. It's going to be fun to play defense against people like that where it feels more rewarding. And the game's going to be a three-point shooting game. It's going to be speed with ball, three-point shooting. It's going to be very similar to last year, except that there's no RNG. That's just my take. Because post scores are going to be overpowered at the beginning of the year. I can almost guarantee it. It's always the case. They're going to nerf them, and then the three-point shooting is going to elevate. That's going to be the only way to play the game. Not that complicated, right? So, anyways, let me show you the next clip by GB3. All right, this is a crazy start to the video, GB3, but shout out to GB3, man.
Oh my God. I know y'all been waiting for it. I've been waiting to share my experience of going to, Calm Day, all right? If the game that I played in Cali is the same game that drops in like a week from now, this will be a very fun and good year. Oh my God. All right, I went to Calm Day last.
I'm going to take his word for it because GB3, he's a very honest guy, first of all. Yes, he's a content creator, but he's very honest about the game. Right, even this year he said that he didn't really play a lot, and he would only play to record, right? Because he didn't really have fun in 2K25. I'll be honest with you, I didn't have fun
last year. I was not speaking about 25 like this. Okay, even in that short I posted with Ninja, I was saying like, the game is very different. Like, oh man, if you think 25 is gonna be easy, the game's very different. That's a code word. I'm not saying that about 26. That game I played was good. Okay. There's not too much I can show, so starting off, I'm just roll the clip of me dribbling with D-Book in the Learn 2K thing. The dribbling is amazing. Oh.
If GB3 says the dribbling is amazing, then the dribbling is amazing. That's that easy to say, man. It's very easy to say. Y'all gonna like the dribbling.
Oh my goodness. Pretty much every single.
By the way, if I ever went to community day, I don't even know what I would do, bro. I don't play the game like that. I would come back with no information. I'll be honest, man.
Move from 25 is in 26, so that includes
I would come back saying, man, I played the game. It's very similar. That's what I probably would have said. I'll be honest.
Curry escape, Zach LaVine step back. I think KD go-to shot still the same. I think Giannis cross still the same. D-Book step back still the same. All the moves that we did in 25 are going to be in 26. Yeah. But some of them, like Kobe White's behind the back, it's not really that useful in 25. In 26, it is very useful. So a lot of moves that you didn't really use in 25, you're going to be able to use in 26. And so you can kind of see I'm moving at times with D-Book. This was my first like 5 minutes on the game. When they first let us load up, I don't know why I didn't record. I don't actually know how to like, I'm just asking for a sub and turn those notices on. Because tomorrow,
I'm asking for a sub too.
Bro, when I show you the stuff,
I'm gonna react to your video first, GB3. Tomorrow.
You can do in the walkbacks and the crazy moves, you're gonna want to be able to see it. All right, let's get back to D-Book dribbling. Okay, I'm gonna show some my team gameplay later on and show you how broken the shooting is. Oh my God. All right, the walkbacks.
So see, even GB3 saying the shooting is broken. It's gonna be similar to last year, except it's gonna be fun.
Like 10 different animations you can do. They are so tough. Oh my God, they are tough. I don't have clips doing that. All I'm gonna say is if you knew how to move on 26 or 25, you're going to be moving on 26. Even if you don't know how to move on 25, you're going to be moving on 26. All right, the spamming the behind the backs and the escapes alone, like those two things just make the game very broken. But the dribbling, I can't wait to show it tomorrow. Oh my God, I can't wait to show it tomorrow. The dribbling is amazing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just like show some.
Okay, so he has my team gameplay, which is really good, by the way. I think he's using Stephen Curry, and he's really good at shooting with Curry. So I do recommend that. Let's see what he says here.
Hollywood was on Wilt and statistics was on Curry. Okay, it was those two versus me and Ninja. That make it take it. I don't have gameplay for it. That make it take it 2's court. If you're playing someone that knows how to shoot, you're cooked, bro.
See, exactly. So I think the shooting is going to be fun. But he also pointed out that make it take it is going to be very hard to stop because it's going to be easier for players to get open. And it's going to be easier for them to shoot. So But it's gonna be
Oh,
fun
you're
though.
cooked. You've seen the shots I've already hit today, or in this gameplay, right? Just mode, okay. Now I will say, if you play lanes, if you play a lane, I think I even have a clip in here. Let me go back. Here we go. If you play a lane, you're getting the steal. So there's one. I think I had 3 interceptions this game. I might be able to, or it was either 3 or 2, 2 or 3. I don't know. Actually, I think it was in the Curry gameplay. Yeah. All right. So here we go. You'll see. I think I shoot an open shot.
That was ridiculous. That was insane.
I shoot a shot. It was kind of open, right? He jumped, so it counted as an open shot because he jumped. You'll see if my AI is like in the lane. So like, boom, he got the steal. You get steal. So stealing the ball is not a problem. Let me
I don't know if I like that necessarily. But
Let me start. And I don't really time it right, but since I'm rhythm shooting, that be going in every time. Let me start this from the start. Okay, the defense was not bad. Like you don't get the accidental steals, but if you play a lane, you do get lanes. Okay, that was something I really saw a lot while playing the threes in here.
But we know they're gonna nerf that because every year is the same thing, right? Passing lanes are good, and then they nerf them.
Okay, shooting over people, it's not as bad as 25. It still happens, but it's more reasonable. You know, if KD shoots over Curry, that's reasonable. But if, LeBron tries shooting over, who was a guard there? Like Asia Wilson, right? If LeBron tries shooting over Asia, she's getting the contest. She just is. It wasn't like that in 26. If you were 6'8" shooting over a 6'6", and that 6'6" still had perimeter, they weren't getting a contest on that. They get the contest on 26. Or from what I seen, they were getting the contest. So the shooting over you is not too bad. Let's see. You get.
See, this is what he said compared to Joe Knows. Joe Knows said that shooting, I think it has to do with Deadeye. I think that's why KD was able to shoot over people. I think it had to do more with Deadeye than anything else. So I think Deadeye is going to be a very valuable badge.
Bumps on people. You play up on them, you'll get the bumps. I remember Ninja, when I was playing Ninja, he was complaining. He's like, "How you keep draining my stamina with Caitlin Clark?" So you get bumps. The defense really is not bad. If you're a good defender, you'll get the stop, right? It's just, getting that stop might be a little hard because people in part, they're going to be moving crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Look at that. Oh, come on, Curry. So if the game that I played, and I just can't stress it enough, bro. If the game that I played, so all this stuff you're seeing, if this is the same game that drops, it's going to be really fun. I'm not gonna lie. I had so much fun playing this. I was not saying this about 25. I'm sorry, 2K. 25.
Take his word for it, man. I believe
it's not a good game, but it's not a bad game. It's just in the middle. This game, you see, I truly mistimed that, so I missed it. This game, if you're good, it's going to show. Like, actually. And if you're bad, it's going to show even more because you're not going to be able to score. All right. This dude was actually a weirdo. He was trying to back down my Curry. He was using 3 bigs, but whatever. He greens a shot.
That's nasty. 3 big lineups. I definitely never have done that.
He's open, so he's going to make it. I wish I had more gameplay. I truly do. All my stuff is from, look at LeBron. All my stuff is from dribbling in the builder. So you just got to wait till tomorrow to see that stuff. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. If you're open, look at that. High 3 ball, it's going in. And so just for perspective, Curry doesn't have any hot spots, or he might have like 2 hot spots. He doesn't have any legend badges, and he doesn't have like a true takeover. This is just like a regular base Curry card. And you see, I'm lights out. I'm literally telling you, I was shooting like 85% from 3 with him. Okay.
Scary hours next year, man. Scary hours for 2K26.
The shooting's amazing. So just imagine a build with their actual custom jumper, legend shooting badges, lethal and hot spots. Niggas not missing in that part, bro. They just not. They're not going to, all right? So you see, I'm trying to get open. I get open. If I'm open, it's going in. You see it, bro. It's going in, bro. Oh, man. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Y'all saw the 2 other baskets I had, that corner 3 with Curry and, like, the fadeaway on LeBron. 18-17. Did this dude back out? I don't know if he backed out, but you see, I got Brown in the corner. I didn't even time it right, and I just beat him like that. You got to rhythm.
Yeah, rhythm shooting is going to be amazing.
If you're going to play 26, rhythm shoot. You need to do it. Because now you can also rhythm shoot back fades. You couldn't do that in 25. You can do that in 26. So like, look, let me show you actually. When 25, if I try to back fade a rhythm shot, so let me get the ball back. It won't let you do it. Okay. So boom, it doesn't let you do it. I still rhythm shot it, but it's not a back fade. It just makes you shoot the ball regularly. All right? It's not like that on 26. It's not. I wish I had the gameplay to show it, but you can literally do this type of shot. They're not bad. They're actually very good. Still within guidelines. 2K don't like blacklist me or something. If you play my team, the WNBA players, they're not bad. They're actually very good. Like Caitlin Clark was cooking my shit. Asia Wilson was sending my bro. She was looking like LeBron, bro. And dribbling and shooting and everything in that game that I played was just very good. Make sure you drop the like and sub.
Yeah, like and subscribe, man. I don't know. I'm excited for 2K26. The dribbling is good. It seems like everything has improved quite a bit. It seems going to be a very skill based game, and you're going to be rewarded if you're good, or you're going to be punished if you're bad. So you only have the option to get good or play it to your strengths. Me personally, I'm decent at post scoring. I'm decent at passing, decent at rebounding, decent at defense, interior defense specifically. But yeah, I guess it's just time for me to level up and just get good at the game again. So I might have to just start watching GB3 tutorials and get good at dribbling. So anyways, God bless you. Jesus loves you. I'm excited for 2K. Goodbye. Take care.